Hey, it's Kevin. Welcome back to the Road Warrior. I'm driving down a particular stretch of road that I have a love-hate relationship with. And I know you're sitting there thinking, who has a love-hate relationship with roads? Work with me here. Back in 1979, when I was going to college, I'm dating myself here, I was a freshman and I had a girlfriend. I was going to school in Southwest Virginia, Radford University, go Highlanders. She was going to a Christian Bible school in Tennessee called Freed Hardeman. She was from Virginia as well, my high school girlfriend. And we were still technically dating at the time. We were still boyfriend and girlfriend at the time, but the long distance thing wasn't working. And I'd probably been in school, 4 to 6 weeks or whatever, and she wanted to see me, wanted me to come visit for a weekend. So I've got a car. I got my old 1970 Volkswagen Bug, again, at the time a 9-year-old car, and I head out on the road for Freed Hardeman College, which is Hardeman County, Tennessee, which from Nashville is about 90 minutes, 2 hours, I think, near the Mississippi line, I think. I've actually been there one time in my life, and it wasn't that time. But on this stretch of road of Interstate 40 in Nashville, my Volkswagen engine blew. And I had literally the worst weekend of my life. Stranded in Nashville. Again, this is pre-cell phone time. Now, what would a college kid who had no money have in his pocket? Maybe $40. I didn't have a credit card at the time. Again, it's been so long now, the memories are vague. But I'm driving down this stretch of road, literally where I'm driving right now, and every time I do it, and I don't always come to this side of Nashville, I'm just driving down the road and I see the red lights, the two red lights on saying my engine had died in the Volkswagen. And I pull over and I was like, what the heck is it? And I try to start it, nothing. And I get out of the car and go around to the back, and all of a sudden there's this oil pouring out on the ground. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And, at 18 years old, you're near tears. What am I going to do? How am I going to hold my parents? My father was unemployed at the time. Oh my God. A good Samaritan pulls up. You got problems? Yeah, my car's leaking oil. Well, here, I'll take you up to a convenience store and I'll get you some oil. Okay. Which, no big deal. Now, I can't tell you what the convenience store was or which exit it was off of anymore, and heck, in this amount of time, and you figure I've lived here 15 years, stores have come and gone, exits have changed, I don't even remember anymore. We went and got the jug of oil, put it in the engine, and boom, it just kept pouring out. So obviously that was not going to work. The guy's like, well, can't help you much, sorry, so sad, too bad. And so as I'm kind of sitting there on the stand, what am I going to do? Another guy pulls up, you need help? And yeah, and he goes, well, I'll tow you. Now this guy is driving a mid-70s Chevelle, which if you know anything about old cars was kind of a muscle car. And he's got rope in the back of his car, and he ties the rope to my Volkswagen and pulls me down the road. He's got a garage he can take me to literally on the other side of town. And so how we did this at 5, 6 o'clock at night, I don't even remember the time by this point, he pulls me down the road and takes me out there to do this thing. And from there, it was a blur. And from there, he got me to this garage and then took me out to his mobile home where he lived with his mother to see if he could then take me to Freed Hardeman. And she wasn't thrilled because, I looked like a freak to her and she looked like a freak man. Well, he was able to do it. In the middle of the night, I finally get to Freed Hardeman by midnight, only to have to then turn around. My girlfriend borrows a car from some friend, borrows some cash, and takes me back to the bus depot here in Nashville that's now been long torn down. I sleep in a car overnight, and then I'm going to hop on a bus and drive back 8 hours to my university to figure out what we're going to do with my car. One of the most harrowing weekends. Granted, of course, I've survived. But again, there's that little momentary stretch of road, more than the place that fixed my car. Almost the bus depot, now that it's gone, doesn't bother me as much. I drive by that spot literally 10, 20 times a week. Doesn't bother me as much. But that little spot on the road here on Interstate 40 just takes me back to a time I want to forget. Wow, memories indeed. And it would just so happen I had something else I was going to talk about today, and because I was driving by at that moment, wanted to share that weird little bizarro history fact with you. Back next week, another Road Warrior, kevinmason.us, home to all the Road Warrior videos, Facebook, YouTube, you know the drill. Taking you way, way back, long before there were videos. Imagine if I'd had a video camera in the car then. I would have been doing Road Warrior videos back then, and of course that camera would have been about the size of my front seat at that point. We'll see you next week. Have a good one. Thanks.